Good morning, everybody. Morning. John McDaniel. I'd like to thank Ken and the audience for the donuts this morning. We have a lot of noise outside, so if I need to speak up, please let me know. I'm here to talk to you about why learning CPR is important and the benefits of learning it far outweigh the risks. Most deaths for cardiac arrest happen at home. The next most common place is work or a similar intimate setting where you're around the same people a lot. People who receive CPR immediately, rather than waiting even 5 minutes or less, have twice the chance of surviving than someone who doesn't. People have lots of reasons for not wanting to learn or do CPR, and I'm going to dispel most of these for you today. The risks of learning and giving CPR are very small, but the benefits can be profound. I'm going to start you off with just a few numbers, statistics. According to doctors at the University of Washington, over 3/4 of people who died from sudden cardiac arrest die at home. Of these, overall, about 30% receive immediate CPR. And overall, of all these people who die at home, only about 6% ever survive to be discharged from hospital alive. Without CPR, fortunately, I have Johnny here as an EMT. What's your chances of surviving a cardiac arrest without CPR, Johnny?
Some to nothing.
0. You get CPR in 5 minutes or less, your chances are pretty dismal still. For many years, CPR involved mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. It's still shown that way on TV. On a side note, it works on TV every time. It doesn't work that way in real life, but it still works sometimes. My point was being that even though it's still shown on TV that way, mouth-to-mouth resuscitation has not been part of CPR for several years now. There's no legal risks. And the risk of a communicable disease is very small. Now that I got you thinking about these things, I can see your wheels turning. I'm going to start to put it all together for you. As you saw in the stats I gave you, if you do CPR, it's likely going to be on somebody you know. Immediate CPR gives somebody a greater chance of survival. I'm doing the math, and I'm not going to get into all the details. If 30% of people overall get immediate CPR, and 6% of people overall survive to be discharged from a hospital alive, that means that 20%, 1 out of 5 people who receive immediate CPR when they have a cardiac arrest, survive. Those numbers are a lot better than that 6% would lead you to believe. Some of the reasons for not wanting to learn CPR: fear of catching the disease, overall general yuck factor, liability, just don't have time to learn, it costs too much to learn, and there's just no access to training. Now I'm going to get on that subject. The perceived risks: very small, almost no chance of catching a communicable disease without doing mouth-to-mouth, which is no longer a part of CPR. There's not going to be a lawsuit. People can sue for anything, but nobody has ever successfully been sued for doing CPR. There is a Good Samaritan law in every state that covers that, as long as you do it in good faith. You cannot hurt somebody, and you can't worsen the condition of somebody who's not breathing and doesn't have a heartbeat. Think about that and let it sink in. You're not going to hurt a dead person. That was confirmed in a study done by the American Heart Association. It's called Predicting Survival Outcomes in Cardiac Arrest Patients. You're not going to hurt somebody. The benefits, on the other hand, it gives you the knowledge and the chance to prolong or save a life. You might inspire somebody else to learn it when they see you learning it. And indirectly, that might be your life that ends up being saved if they do it to help you. Jobs. Some jobs require you to be CPR certified. There's a stack of applications. Yours is in it. This job requires you to know CPR. Yours is going to stand out over the others who don't have CPR training. It could help you land a job. Show you a little visual aid here as far as learning it. There are cell phone apps for Androids and for iPhones. Show the camera. One tap. It gives you the choice. It's really simple. You tap CPR, adult, child, or infant, and it talks you through it immediately. I checked it out and it's accurate. There are several of those like that available on the Play Store. Look it up. So comparing risks to benefits, you can see that learning CPR is fast, safe, it's easy, affordable. You don't have time to take a class. There's a phone app to talk you through it, and almost everybody keeps a phone with them all the time. It's basically 2 steps. You can learn it in less than 2 minutes. You won't cause harm. Potential to save a life is there. You give yourself the knowledge to be able to save this life before it's too late. If you've decided to learn, like I hope you have, you can go online to the American Heart Association or American Red Cross websites for information, or you can visit your local hospital, fire station, or ambulance service. You guys can ask me. Thank you for coming, and I hope I have helped change your mind about learning CPR.